88 pitches for Stroh. Stroh easily could have came back out for the 6th inning, and I think that's where we need to start this conversation here tonight, because I'm a little concerned about David Ross with his starting pitchers, and not necessarily from the standpoint that he doesn't trust them or anything like that, but we are consistently seeing this on a night in, night out, day in, day out basis from the Cubs skipper, where he likes to pull these guys with only 88 pitches, or, we've seen, and I can forgive mid 90s and you pull a guy, fine, right? Especially you want to give a reliever a clean inning. I get it. That's totally okay. But when you're pulling guys with only 80 something pitches, 70 something pitches, even in the case of a few guys, I feel like it's worth letting these guys go another inning. I find it hard pressed to think that Stroman can go out there and at least give you 2/3 of an inning in the 6th. Then you go 5 2/3, and then you don't have to go to your bullpen so early. And I think you look at this bullpen, and then you wonder why guys are throwing the way they're throwing. Some of these guys are probably tired. They get used a lot, right? I mean, especially now with Efros being gone, especially with Givens and Robertson also gone. We joke, we call him everyday Hughes, right? But Brandon Hughes pitches almost every day, and some of these other guys are starting to get right up there with him. So I don't get it. Again, admittedly, I didn't get to see as much of tonight's game as I would have liked to, but certainly just looking at the box score, I see 88 pitches and I see Marcus Stroman pulled after 5, and I think he absolutely could have gone 6. And the reason I say that is because the wheels fell off in the 6th inning. Brendan Little making his big league debut, and he just got beat up. 2 hits, the walk, and ultimately the 3-run home run is what cost him there. Or at least the 3 runs, pardon me. He is a 40.5 ERA, obviously, again, inflated because he only pitched 2/3 of an inning. Credited with the loss, credited with a blown save as well. Michael Rucker went 1 1/3, got hit up for the 1 home run, the only run that he ultimately gave up in his work. And then something we can talk about that was very positive, I think, on the pitching front tonight, that was Jeremiah Estrada. 2 Ks tonight, just the 1 walk. Otherwise, a relatively clean inning of work for the youngster. I mean, this guy's been so good, and there are people I understand in Cubs Twitter that don't read the stats and dive as deep into this as some of us do. But Jeremiah Estrada is having an incredible season, right? And Brendan Little, I'm not going to fault him for 1 bad game. Of course, it just sucks that it was his debut that he gets tattooed and beat up, but even Little, right? He was really good lately. Has been insane in August, but overall for the season, still very respectable, but a 4.15 ERA in the minors brings that up. Things don't look great for him tonight. Obviously, again, I think Stroh could have pitched in the 6th. Who knows? That could have changed how Little's outing went. Obviously, we'll never know. But, I like seeing a guy like Estrada come up and do what he did tonight, because Estrada carried a 1.30 ERA between AA and AAA this season in the minor leagues. Pitched quite a few games. I think had 29 games, maybe even a little more than that. It might have been in the 30s, and just sensational, incredible, really good strikeout stuff. You saw the heat tonight, that high movement on that first K in the zone. You can see the hitter just go, oh, why did I swing at that? And in fairness, I understand why. That's wicked movement on that pitch. And Estrada, if this is a guy that is Rule 5 eligible, needs to be added to the 40-man next season, this is a perfect tryout for him. And I think we see him again tomorrow for at least an inning of work on Wednesday in the series finale against the Blue Jays, because if he's going to come out and do that, why aren't you going to add him to your 40-man? Why isn't he going to be a part of this bullpen next season? He looks fantastic. He's throwing the heat. You're starting to see it. I mean, he was relatively efficient as well. Only 17 pitches needed to get through that inning, 2 of those with Ks and 11 of them for strikes. That's a good night from a guy who's never pitched in the big league. So I'm glad one of the 2 youngsters got a good debut. And honestly, I think Estrada's a guy that we see I think we see maybe him for the rest of the season. Really, I think if there's guys in the pen right now that the Cubs are concerned about, or the Cubs are uncertain about, or whatever, maybe they find a way, especially with the rosters expanding here as of Thursday. It's September 1st already. Crazy to think, right? maybe just maybe we get to see this guy down the stretch here at the big league level. And if he starts doing this on a regular basis, we're going to be considering him and Brandon Hughes as locks for the bullpen for next season. So really happy with what Estrada did tonight. Again, I'm happy with what Stroh did tonight too, if we're being brutally honest. Just an unfortunate night for Little, unfortunate night for Rucker as well. And that was all it took for the Blue Jays to deliver the punch. Romano got the save. That dude's been nuts this year, 2.15 ERA. Got 4 outs as well. That's his 28th of the season. The Blue Jays continuing to add wins. They get to number 70. They certainly need it. We talked about it a little bit last night on Cubs on Tap here, myself and Tyler. It was they need to win every single game as humanly possible. They're chasing the Yankees. They have a realistic chance to catch them. Are they going to? Probably not, but anything can happen. It's baseball, especially late in the season. Teams have collapsed worse than that.